Are you reaching junior or senior status this coming semester? Are you planning on moving into an off-campus house? Many opportunities may arise when you decide to move off campus compared to living in the dorms. So, one opportunity that I feel like I would obtain while moving off campus would be adopting an animal. But many college students don't understand how in-depth this process can be. It is important to understand and prepare for the process of adopting an animal from a shelter or humane society. College students reaching junior or senior status are more likely to move off campus and adopt an animal than any other person. Throughout my personal experience as a student and a volunteer through various humane societies, I am prepared to educate my peers on the importance of understanding adoption. Today I'm going to cover the adoption process. It is 3 simple steps. Simply find the importance of finding the right pet to suit your lifestyle, filling out the adoption paperwork, and being approved for the adoption itself. Now that we've covered the 3 basic concepts, I would like to go through those concepts in more depth. When considering adoption, it is important to find an animal that fits both your own and the animal's lifestyle. There are many different factors to consider when searching for your perfect match. Take your own lifestyle into account. So next semester, how many credit hours will you be taking? How many hours of work will you be putting on top of those credit hours? How involved are you on campus? So do you even have the time to spend time with an animal at home? Take the animal's lifestyle into account also. So if you're adopting a dog, is it a very high energy breed? Will you have to take more time out of your day to take it on walks and socialize it? Does the animal have any medical issues that you'll have to attend to? You really need to pay attention to these when you are trying to adopt. So your daily lifestyle will not only help you decide on what type of animal to adopt, but whether you should adopt an older or a younger animal. According to Paws Chicago, they advise that even though you will be doing a good deed, do yourself a favor and consider all of your options. For instance, if you adopt a puppy, most of the time they don't come housebroken because they're only 8 weeks old. So you'll have to take more time out of your day and probably spend more money because a lot of shelters spay or neuter before the animals are adopted out. But if it's not, then you may have to put more money into that animal. So if you were to adopt an older dog, they may already come spayed or neutered, they may already be housebroken, and you won't have to spend as much time on the little things. But of course, there are more animals that you can adopt other than just cats and dogs. So I believe that this process would actually be used for any species. The Humane Society of the United States states that you'll have a relationship with your pet for many years to come. So it's worth being patient and taking your time to fully consider what type of pet is right for you. Once you believe you have found the perfect furry friend, it is time to get the ball rolling. Filling out the adoption paperwork is the next big step that you can take towards adopting your furry friend. It is important to acknowledge that all humane societies and shelters do their adoption process differently. But for this speech, I will be using Teddy's Rescue in Findlay for the main example of how the adoption application goes. So while reviewing the adoption paperwork and understanding the meaning behind all the information is really key while applying. Many shelters can require up to 2 co-applicants, so not just yourself applying for the animal, but 2 people that may be in your household or your parents. It also matters what type of residence you live in. So they will ask you if you rent or own a house, where the animal would live, so indoors or outdoors. Do you have a fenced-in yard that the animal can roam? How much time will it spend in the cage during the day while you're at work or school? And how much time will you yourself spend with the animal if you were to adopt it? Many shelters will consider the answers above to the questions, making sure that the applicant's lifestyle will suit the animal's lifestyle too. So after filling out the information pertaining to the applicant, it is then necessary to provide past and current pet information. So Teddy's Rescue has spots for 4 pets that you could fill information in on. They actually require any current or past pets within the past 5 years. So they want to know all the information, so like the breeds, the age of the animal, how long you own them for, whether they were spayed or neutered, and you had like flea and tick prevention. So it gets pretty in-depth into this part. Shelters want to know about all past and current pets, also along with all of the veterinary and visits that they may have had with that veterinarian. One needs to be willing to provide the proper vet records along with permission to contact the veterinarian. I work at a veterinary clinic during breaks and over the summer, so I can't tell you how many times I have had people call from humane societies asking if our client was within good standing with us and whether they come for like routine checkups with all of their animals, because that's a very big factor when applying for an animal, because they want to make sure that you are going to be a good owner. So after filling out the application completely, the shelter staff will then review your application. Acceptance of the application can actually be a very stressful process. It can take up to 3 to 4 weeks. So Teddy's Rescue has a very in-depth 5-step approval process. So once the application is submitted, it will then move on to review. The reviewing process consists of contacting the veterinarian that you listed, contacting all of your co-applicants and the personal references that you may have put down on the paper, and then once they clear you for all of the vet records and stuff like that, then they will schedule a meet and greet if you have any other animals at home, or a home visit to see how your house is. So a home visit ensures that the household will then provide a safe environment for the animal to live. If you're adopting an animal and have one of the same species at home, a meet and greet will have to be, it's like required. So they will most likely like have you take all your dogs into the backyard and have them play and see how they interact with each other, because there may be some issues that may arise. So like if they claim dominance or if they start getting protective over the owner, then obviously it might not be the best home to place that animal. Meet and greets are also for animals of any age. So even if you have older dogs at home and plan on adopting a puppy or a kitten, then they will still require a meet and greet, because some people are indifferent about that aspect. Approximately 3.2 million shelter animals are adopted each year. Half are dogs and half are cats, according to the ASPCA. So keep in mind that Humane Society and shelters find these all so very necessary. Now you can see that the process of adoption is very in-depth. Now that you know the importance of adoption is very in-depth from a shelter or a rescue, the reality of finding an animal that suits one's lifestyle is actually very difficult. Always remember that time and patience is key when going through the adoption process, so don't get overwhelmed and don't be stressed out if you may not get it the first time. Just keep applying. They just really want to make sure that the animal is in a very safe and loving and caring home. Thank you.